Collecting Pokemon cards have become a premium hobby, and I want to share with you guys 3 predictions that I have that I think are going to change collecting forever. Now, it's no surprise looking back at the last few years that the Pokemon hobby has changed drastically. There's a lot of angles that you can enter the hobby, from either collecting or investing or playing the game, and we've noticed that it's gotten very mainstream in the last few years. And it feels like the space is constantly changing. I just feel like we're waiting for the next piece of news, and we're just waiting to see what's next and what's being announced. So in this video, I want to talk about a few bold predictions that I think could happen around the Pokemon hobby. And these are just predictions, so please don't take it as news or facts. And also, before we get into it, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Now let's get it, let's go. My first prediction is that Pokemon is going to increase its prices of MSRP products. Now, this is something that's already happening, right? We're seeing it with ETBs, with UPCs. It's happening already. They're increasing the prices. And the reason is very simple. I just think that it's inflation. Just in general, the cost of living is going up. And there's a lot of things that Pokemon can't control that they just have to deal with. The cost of resources, so like printing, packaging, distribution, all that can't stay the same price forever. And with demand being so high, eventually Pokemon won't be able to keep up, and so they're gonna have to adjust their prices accordingly. Another reason why I think they're gonna increase MSRP prices is because there's a lot of money that they're missing out on the aftermarket, meaning that when they drop their products usually increase in value right now, especially sealed products, and that's money that they could be making for themselves. So it really depends on how greedy Pokemon as a company wants to get. Now, this first prediction isn't that bold, I'm not gonna lie, but it really sets up the ideas that I have next. And my second prediction is that Pokemon will eventually start releasing collector booster boxes, just the way that Magic the Gathering is doing right now. For me, this prediction makes a lot of sense, especially where today we see a lot of people wanting to open packs and collect just for the hits. They want the illustration rares. They just want the pretty cards. They want the nice foil, especially because there's so much gambling happening around opening Pokemon booster packs. I feel like Pokemon might do something where it's like, hey, take away the gambling a little bit. We'll give you collector booster packs where you'll be guaranteed to get a hit in every pack. Will it fix the gambling issues? Probably not, because we're seeing how expensive these packs can go in Magic the Gathering already. People are paying insane premium prices for Magic the Gathering packs that are collector boosters. So imagine Pokemon doing something similar, being able to get guaranteed hits no matter when you buy a pack. And I think that would appeal to a lot of people, especially adults with money who are tired of opening prismatic evolutions and getting nothing. I'm sure a lot of collectors would be happy with that because they wouldn't waste their time or their money going through a bunch of packs when they just want singles that are hits. If Pokemon did this, I think this would change the game, and it would give them the leeway to even increase their prices even more. It makes me question why they haven't done anything similar to a collector booster pack already. It makes me question if they're just thinking about doing this in the long run, or if they're just waiting for the right time to drop something like that. I don't know. Is it good or bad if they do that? Let me know. To me, it just makes the most amount of sense because I don't know what Pokemon could do that could be groundbreaking and evolve their product. At a certain point, I feel people are just going to get bored and they're going to move on to the next thing unless Pokemon does something like that. I think Pokemon collection boosters would be crazy, and I would definitely put my money onto that. So my third and final prediction of the video is that one day we'll start seeing Pokemon ETFs or Pokemon mutual funds. And what I mean by that is I think there are gonna be big companies one day that are gonna hold sealed products, graded slabs that have high amounts of value, and you'll be able to invest in like a wide bag of collectibles that have value that could either be going up or down depending on how the market eventually goes. Now, I know a lot of you just got turned off by that idea because it sounds very finance bros, and it does kind of, I'm not gonna lie, but the reason why I'm saying this is because collectibles have become such a big industry in our society today. And I'm not just talking about Pokemon cards. There could be sports cards, there could be memorabilia, people that are just collecting Labubus. It's the same way that people think about Bitcoin or gold. They give it value. And with collectibles, especially Pokemon cards, we as a society have given it so much value because of the factor of nostalgia. We love the characters and the stories. So genuinely, I do think that we could maybe one day see a fund that includes Pokemon cards. And if that happens, I feel like it would increase the value of certain cards or products even more. And I don't think it would just be exclusive to just Pokemon. I think they would do it with any type of TCG or any type of memorabilia collectible that they just see a lot of value in. Now, again, these are all just predictions. And I know it feels a little bit dystopian because it's all tied to price, demand, and money. But if the last few years have shown me anything, for sure we have seen a lot of people treat the hobby with greed and fear. And there's a lot of people taking advantage of that, whether you like it or not, unfortunately. But I'm not saying that to scare anyone from the hobby. If anything, I really hope that we can continue getting affordable prices and that we can enjoy the games with our friends and have fun, because that's what the game was created for. But looking at the scope of the hobby, it's just hard to not see and think what could happen next due to the fact that the space is changing constantly. But all that to say, it shouldn't take away the fun from the hobby. We can still be grateful for the fact that we live in a world where we can have fun collecting and playing these games. So as the space grows, I know there's going to be room for a lot more innovation of how we can just enjoy this hobby. So I'm very excited to see where it goes. And so with all that said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really want to know what you guys think of where this hobby is going to go in the future. Let me know what your boldest prediction in the Pokemon hobby would be. And once again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.